Hello, my friends. Okay, so I mentioned this puzzle in class last week or so called the Tower of Hanoi, and it turns out I did a little bit of digging into the origin of the story, and as many things that were handed down from hundreds of years ago go. It's a bit of mystery of where exactly it came from. But the basic idea is this. The legend goes that at the beginning of the universe, there was a tower created. It looks kind of like this, of 64 discs stacked on a post, like they are in the middle of that one. And there are two other posts. And the legend has it that there was a monk, or a set of monks, I'm not exactly sure if there's one or more, that were tasked with this job. They have to move all of those discs on that center post, or whatever post it was, to one of the other posts, but they have to obey a few rules. The first rule is that you can only move one disc at a time. Okay. The second rule is it has to be one of the discs at the top of one of the piles you formed. Third rule is whatever disc you move has to go onto a post. You can't like put it next to the other posts or keep it in your hand or anything like that. And the fourth rule, as far as I can tell, is this is the important one. You can never put a disc on top of a smaller diameter disc. So any piles that you have on one of these posts has to be like a small pyramid. So take a look again at this. Here's the big pyramid. We have to then move them one at a time to the other posts until we've moved the entire stack. And there are 64 discs. That's the other part of the legend. There's 64 discs. And legend has it that after the monks have moved all 64 discs to one of the other posts, the universe will come to an end. So we're gonna have some fun with this today. We're gonna look into the mathematics of this in this first question of our project, and then it's a dimensional analysis project. It'll have a little tiny bit of problem-solving mathematics in the beginning, and then we'll get to the dimensional analysis at the end. Because as soon as they said the end of the universe, I'm like, huh. We can time out how old the universe is right now. We actually have already, but we'll get to that later. What I did first was, I don't actually have a set of these yet. I ordered one, but it's not here yet. So I found a website that lets me play with a different number of discs. So let's take a look at that next. Okay, my friends. So I found this kind of 90s looking website, which I love because that's me. And it allows me to play with 1 or 2 or 3, and it looks like up to 10 discs. I don't think I want to play them all. I'm going to hope that if I play with a few, I can get a pattern, and then we can kind of explore that pattern like we did in class with the shuffles of cards. Okay, if I just have 1 disc, I think I can just go right over to, oh, they want me to go to finish. Okay, we completed the puzzle in 1 move. I don't need to claim a trophy. I'm going to keep track on a piece of paper here, and then we'll regroup in a bit. Okay, let's try 2 discs. All right, 2 discs. So I need to get, okay, so you can see the smaller disc on the bigger disc. Okay, so I need to get the bigger disc over to here. So I think what I need to do is put the smaller one here. Free parking, so cute. And then put this one here, and then put that one on top of there. 3. Let's go level 3. All right. I gotta think about this a little bit. I need to get the green one over here eventually. What if I, okay, hang on. What if I put this one here, which I know is silly because I want the green one there eventually, but then I could put the blue one here, put this one here. Remember, I can only stack smaller discs on top of bigger ones. And I can put this one over here, this one back here, this one here, and this one here. 7. Oh, there's a little piece of the webpage down here. It says you will be awarded a trophy if you complete the puzzle in the minimum number of moves. Okay, so I'm getting these trophies because I guess I'm getting them in the minimum number of moves. Let's try level 4. Let's see what happens with this. All right. So I'm going to kind of do like I did before. Kind of. But I'm also going to, my brain is telling me not to put pink here this time, but to put it here. Let's see if that hunch serves me well. Because then I could put this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, 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 here
here. Oh yeah, see, I think this is going to work. And I think I'm getting an idea too. I think I'm getting an idea. Okay. So then I can put this guy over here. We want him there at the end. And then I think I want to go U, U, U. That gets green here. That gets pink here. That gets blue here. And that gets pink here. 15. Okay, I think I'm starting to see a pattern here, y'all. I think I'm starting to see a pattern. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop on this part of the video, go back to the camera, because I think I'm onto something. And we're gonna test my theory on the chalkboard. All right, let's take a look.
Okay, friends, so I noticed something as I was writing the numbers down. So, looking at the pattern, the number of discs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the minimum number of moves. I like the idea of minimum. I mean, because you could theoretically, I guess, take an infinite number of moves to get done. But the minimum number of moves was 1, 3, 7, 15. Now, there were two things I noticed as I was kind of going through there and playing the game online. One, because I'm a math geek, I cue in on these kinds of things. The first thing I noticed, which was kind of cool, is that as these numbers go up by 1, these numbers go up by a different pattern. And check this out. This goes up by 2, this goes up by 4, and this goes up by 8. Now, I'm not sure if you recognize that pattern, but it's powers of 2. 2 to the first, 2 squared, 2 cubed. So if I put a line here and predict how many moves it should take me, I'm guessing it should go up by 16, which means it would take 31 moves, I think. But there's something else I noticed too. That's cool, but there's something else I noticed too. When I got the 2 discs, I had to kind of think about that. I had to put the smallest disc all the way on one side, then move the bottom disc, then move the top disc again. So really, this 3 could be thought of as moving the top disc, moving the bottom disc, and then moving the top disc on top of that bottom disc, which you might be thinking like, okay, that's weird. But then I thought about it again when I got to here, because this 7 is really, since there are 3 discs, I have to move the top 2, then move the bottom one. Well, how many moves does it take to move the top 2? It takes 3. We figured that out back here. So it took 3 moves to move the top discs, then 1 move to move the bottom one, and then 3 moves again to move the top one. Hopefully that makes sense. This 15 can be thought of as 7 moves to move the top discs, the top 3, then 1 move to move the bottom one, and then 7 moves. So technically speaking, we don't even have to do the 5 disc case, because we know it's going to take 15 moves to move the top 4, then it's going to take 1 to move the bottom, the biggest disc, and then it's going to take 15 again to move the top 4 on top of that bottom one. But I still kind of want to play it anyway. Is that okay? Y'all, you aren't going to believe this. I just went outside to get a drink of water after recording that last video, and my buddy Kathy was outside, and she said, I heard you talking about the Tower of Hanoi in there. You know we've got one out here in the office, right? I said, what do you mean? And she's like, look. And not only is it a real-life Tower of Hanoi, but it's got the 5 towers. It's got little towers instead of discs, which is super cute, little Buddhist temples. But literally, I don't have to go to the website now and use their weird little animation. I could just use this. Okay, so the prediction, it would take me 31 moves. I'm going to try that here, if you don't mind. I'll speed the video up so you don't have to watch me puzzle through it, but here we go. Okay, so far so good. It took me 15 to get to this point, which means this would take me 16 to get over here. Now, logically, I know it should only take me 15 to get this tower on top of there. Let's see if I can do it in 15. Ha! 15! So it took me 15 to get to this point, whoops, 15 to move the top 4, then 16 to come over here, and then 15 to get it to here. So that's a total of 31. That's what we thought it was going to be. Okay, cool. I think I see another pattern. Let's go back to the board one more time, and then I think we're ready for this project. Check this out. Not only are both of these patterns true, but there's a formula. There's a formula I'm thinking of now, too. Remember how this was up by 2, this was up by 4, this was up by 8, and so forth? I can't help but notice these numbers here. 1 is 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. 3 is 4 minus 1. 7 is 8 minus 1. 15 is 16 minus 1. 31 is 32 minus 1. And you might be thinking like, okay, but here's why that's cool. 2 minus 1 is the same as 2 to the first power minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 2 to the second power minus 1. 8 minus 1 is 2 to the third power minus 1. 16 minus 1 is 2 to the fourth power minus 1. And the reason I like that so much, and here's 2 to the fifth power minus 1. The reason I like those so much is the exponent on the 2 of each of these is the same as the number of disks. So we don't even have to do the 6-disc case, even though, well, I don't have a 6-disc case anywhere here. To figure out what that's equal to, I can just do 2 to the 6th minus 1, which would be 63. It would take me 63 minimum moves. Oh, this is cool. This is totally cool. Okay, I think we're ready to actually dive into the project questions now. We're going to start by getting a formula based on this for any number of disks. We're going to practice that formula a little bit, and then we're going to figure out this legend about the end of the universe. Can we predict when the end of the universe will be?